the trachea, which is right here. And we have one lung and another lung. Now, when the trachea enters into your lungs, it enters in through these two thick tubes right here called bronchi. These bronchi start off pretty large, about the width of your finger, but those tubes inside of your lungs branch off and divide into smaller tubes. Those tubes branch off and divide into smaller tubes, and those tubes branch off and divide into even, what do you think? Smaller tubes. That's right. The smallest tube or passageway that air travels inside of your lungs is the same size as one strand of hair on top of your head. So if you look at one strand of hair on top of your head, you have some of the same size passageways inside of your lungs. At HealthWorks, we like to compare the lungs to a tree, where the trachea is the trunk, and the branches start off big, and they get smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, those branches are called bronchioles. At the end of those branches are teeny tiny little air sacs, kind of like little balloons, called alveoli. You have over 300 million alveoli in each lung, so lots and lots of those little air sacs. And at those little air sacs, that is where oxygen from the air is going to hang out. Now your lungs, they're not a muscle, they're a tissue. You have a muscle right behind your lungs, right back here, called the diaphragm. It's flat like a pancake, and it's gonna rise up and down, letting the lungs take in the air or push it out. So another breath of air in, here we go. Fill up those lungs, they're expanding with the air. And when you breathe out, the lungs are gonna push the air out, they're gonna exhale. So the lungs, they feel kind of soft, kind of squishy, kind of flat, or kind of like a sponge. You can see, the real big ones, you can see these passageways that air travels through. The heart is located right here in the center of the lungs. The heart is going to pump blood into the lungs. The blood is going to pick up the oxygen, kind of like going through a drive-through. It's going to pick up the oxygen. The blood is then going to leave the lungs, go back to the heart, and that heart is going to send the blood through the whole body to drop off the oxygen. Do we have blood going down to our toes? What do you think?
No.
Yes? To our fingers? To our nose? Our brain? That's right. Everywhere to drop off oxygen. What would happen if I took my finger and I tied it tightly with a rubber band? Right. Yeah, it wouldn't get any oxygen. It may get even kind of purplish black. Is that a good thing to do? No, not a good thing to do.
If it turns black, then it's going to fall off.
Yeah, it wouldn't be able to survive. So the whole body needs oxygen to survive. And these are nice and healthy lungs. What are things we can do to keep our lungs healthy? What are some things?